of the Joint Conference of Hospitality and Tourism. And of course, from this morning session, we can see that there are a few conferences inside this conference. So it's going to be a very wonderful. So a roll call, yeah. First, I just want to check. Okay, myself, number one. Adib, are you here? Okay, Adib, I can see. Yan Liu, Miss Yan Liu. Okay, I can see there. Yan Liu.
Yes, I'm here.
All right, good. Okay. If it is okay for you, if your phone line or your cable is okay, it is a great pleasure for us if you could switch on your camera for a while, eh? And then Hasiful Fatah. Okay, and of course Sharifah Atifah Said Hamzah. Okay. I'm pretty sure that you have received, okay, the house rule for this session. I think it is worthwhile for me to share um, the housekeeping rule. Okay. Okay, of course, number one, we did that already. Number two, if you want to use that, okay. If you don't use that, also okay. Number three, kindly assure there's no background noise. Try to minimize the distraction. Number four, prepare tools, gadgets, and internet accordingly. Number five, use your profile display name as registered with the organizer. Please always mute your microphone. Please allow the allocated time. Please follow the allocated time, 10 minutes to present and 5 minutes to Q&A. In English, Q&A should be sent using chat box option. Okay. If you have, let's say, okay, if you have much time, you can ask the questions, okay, at the end of the presentation. But if you want to ask the question there and then, by all means, you can use the chat box, yeah? Okay, dress appropriately, okay? Wait for your turn to speak and use chat room or chat box professionally. Turn off your camera during breaks and time management. I think this is very very simple, straight to the point. Okay. Since I'm the chairman, okay, I want to call upon Adib to present first. The floor is yours. Okay, I stop sharing, yeah?
Excuse me, Doctor.
Yeah.
Can we have a group conversation first?
Sure. Okay, that's what I forget. Okay, all of us, if you would like to open your camera, switch on your camera for a memory. Adib still maintain dazzling smile, eh? Okay, dah Syarifah?
Okay. Okay, smile.
Amirul?
Okay, done.
Okay, done. All right. Thank you. Okay, without further delay, the floor is yours, Adib.
Excuse me, Sir Eddie. You didn't on your microphone.
Alright, okay, apology. Saya going to start over. Right, okay, Assalamualaikum and greetings. My name is Adik bin Muhammad, and today I will be presenting on my topics examining the attributes of Sharia compliance hotel acceptance among hoteliers in Klang Valley, theory of planned behavior perspective. This is the presentation outline, so I'm going to go through the introductions, methodology, results and discussion, and also conclusions. For the introductions, so the hotel industry increased in the central and reconstructed city, with job opportunities and economic activities occur drastically. Sharia compliance hotel has been one part of the industry where we can see the numbers of hotel operators following the practice. So in Malaysia, for instance, has been taken a step to empower the halal tourism industry. As we can see, according to Malaysia Islamic Tourism Centre, in 2018, Malaysia has welcomed an estimated around 5.3 million inbound Muslim tourists. And considering the market for Islamic products and services is one of the strategic advantages for hotel operators. The influx of tourists from Middle East into Malaysia offers the Sharia compliance hotel an enormous opportunity to attract them and increasing the hotel profits indirectly. Today, we can see the halal market is no longer exclusive to Muslim and has gained more recognition among non-Muslim consumers who associate halal with ethical consumerism. For Muslim, it's no longer merely a religious obligation or observance. Halal, which meaning lawful, has become a robust market. Islamic tourism can have high impacts on Malaysia's tourism industry from economics, social, environmental, and politics. This is because the Islamic tourism provides a new peculiar and universal needs which will influence the development of the tourism industry in Malaysia. Previous study indicated that the level of awareness and profit are their biggest concern to follow the requirement of SCH, and most industry players in Malaysia refuse to accept this concept due to acceptance. So acceptance toward the concept from the operators, the customer, and also the regulations. Until today, there is a lack of research on the acceptance level among hoteliers on this concept. So drawing from the theory of planned behavior, the specific research objectives are threefold. First, to examine the relationship between attitude in Sharia compliance hotel acceptance, to investigate the relationship between subjective norm, and also to examine the relationship between PBC and Sharia compliance hotel acceptance. So theory of planned behavior is the most appropriate theory to be implemented in this study. TPP is the most accurate theory to explain a variance in consumer behavior and proven to be successful in many studies that require to explain consumers' intention. So for this case, consumer in my contact is the hoteliers itself. So in hospitality, this theory has been explained to consumers' decision-making process of visiting green hotel. Apart from that, it also being used to study on the intention to purchase halal food product. Then I'm going to go through some of the literature review on the Sharia compliant hotel itself. So the SCH is a hotel that delivers not only halal food and beverages services in accordance with Sharia principle, but also it covers the entire hotel business. This definition was supported by Muhammad Rasid, Hamzah and Mansur that stated Muslim or Islamic hotel is a hotel that provides a Sharia compliant service as a moral code to lay the guidelines for Islam's whole life. In addition to providing a tranquil, cozy and healthy environment with guest-friendly services, Baharuddin, Hisham, Muhammad and Mohsin stated defined a Sharia hotel is one of its management and services delivered based on a Muslim Sharia principle. So we can conclude that Sa'ad stated that a hotel complying with Sharia is defined as a hotel providing a Sharia compliant services. For the theory of planned behavior itself, so TPB is basically as an extension model of a theory of reason action that developed by IJCHT in 1981, and is one of the most researched models for a social psychologist to predict behavioral intentions. TPB allows the examination of the influence of personal determinants and social surrounding as well as non-volitional determinants. This theory postulates three conceptually independent determinant the main model, where attitude is a psychological tendency, the subjective norm evaluates the social pressure, and PBC, perceived behavior control, are described as the degree to which behavior or to which people perceive control is regarded as controllable. For the first important factor is the attitude, which can be described as the extent to which the individual has a favorable or unfavorable assessment or evaluation of the behavior concerned. So attitude toward a behavior is assumed to be the result of one's own prominent belief that represent perceived efforts of behavior and his assessment of the important impacts it delivered. So attitude in the evaluation of performing particular behavior involving the attitude object. Next is about the subjective norm. So in TPB model, the second definition of behavior intention is the subjective norm. The term of subjective norm is defined as the social pressures perceived for performing or not performing the behavior. So the influence may come from close friends, family members, relatives, colleagues or business partner. Is a subjective norm that captures a sense of social pressure of an individual for a certain behavior. Subjective norm is usually defined as the normative belief of a person concerning what prominent reference or he or she thinks should or should not make it and its motivation to meet this reference. For the perceived behavior control, among discrete antecedents in TPB, BBC is the most significant when behavior control is partially controlled by will. The term BBC refers to a perceived behavioral ease or difficulty and actually reflects previous experience and expected barriers. In particular, BBC evaluates how well factors can be controlled that can make the actions required to deal with a specific situation more simple or restrictive. For this study, quantitative research methods have been implemented to analyze based on statistical method for the results. Besides that, a survey research design has been used that encompasses the use of scientific sampling method with a design questionnaire to measure a given population characteristic through the utilization of a statistical method. For this research, cluster sampling has been used for the selection of the respondent, which involve hotel staff from supervisory level to senior managers. For the instrument, six-section questionnaire has been developed based on the previous study that using the same theory as reference. The questionnaire has been adapted from Paul, Modi and Patel and also Chen and Tang that conducting a study in predicting consumers' intention to visit a green hotel. To determine the sampling size, this study using Cochrane formulas that allows an ideal sample size given a desired level of precision, confidence level and estimated proportion. So total of 391 respondents out of 400 respondents participated in this survey with a valid data and all data analyzed using SPSS 23. For the results and discussion, finding from the field survey has been conducted with a cooperation from participated hotels from April to July 2019 and this is present in the screen. So for the respondent profile, majority 52% are between 20 to 30 years of age, which 33% are between 31 and 40 years of age, while the minority of the respondents are between 41 to 60 years of age. So this study also found that the majority of the respondents are female with 52% and male are 43%. As for the religion, the majority of the respondents are Muslim with 81%, followed by Buddhist 9%, Hindu 7% and Christian contributes only 3% to this study sample. In this survey also, years of service is an important factor because it reflects their experience in the hotel industry that which could affect the respondents' answer throughout the survey. So findings indicated that the majority of the respondents have been in the industry is about 1 to 5 years, around 33%, followed by those who have been working for 6 to 10 years at 14%. And based on the data collected also, for this study indicates that majority of the respondents are among junior managers at 35%. For the next slide is about the level of awareness about SH implementations in Malaysia. So to assess the level of awareness, the result has shown that most of our hoteliers are aware of the SH implementations in Malaysia. As we can see, 95.4% of respondents are aware that Malaysia is one of the top leading Muslim tourist destinations. And 92.6% respondents understand about Sharia compliance hotel and aware of the needs of the Muslim tourists, whereas 80% of the respondents are equipped with information of the attributes of Sharia compliance hotel. So based on this frequency test, the majority of hoteliers have high level of awareness about SCH implementation in Malaysia, and besides that, most of the hotel operators are starting to target the Muslim market. To evaluate the influence of attitude, subjective norm and PVC on the acceptance, so based on the results, there's a strong relationship between hoteliers' attitude and their acceptance towards the implementation of Sharia compliance hotel with a positive correlations. So the correlation analysis supports that attitude has a direct influence on the acceptance of SCH implementation. Based on this, hoteliers with high positive attitudes appear to have a greater level of acceptance towards the implementation of SCH. As mentioned, attitude is an important factor in influencing the SCH decision or intention. So attitude is the positive or negative feelings of the individuals that perform a behavior. Besides that, the result revealed a significant relationship with a positive correlation between the subjective norm and acceptance towards SCH implementations. So the correlation analysis support that there's a significant positive relationship between the subjective norm and also the acceptance of SCH implementation. So this means that subjective norms are important in influencing the decision of individual to accept SCH. Uh, TBC indicate a medium strength relationship between acceptance to SCH implementation among hoteliers in Malaysia with a positive correlations. So this analysis indicate that PBC has a significant value in hoteliers' acceptance toward SCH implementation. So just a bit more. So using multiple regression as well in this study, whereas you can see that 66.4% of the variance version of the SCH can be explained by this model, whereas attitude and acceptance at 55.8, subjective norm and acceptance at 46.2, and then TBC is the lowest at 10.6, which we can as can be observed, the relationship between acceptance of the three predictors was examined by the multiple regulations. So the result shows that the three predictors have statistically significant, and also it also shows that the attitude explain the largest portion of individual acceptance of SCH. So as a conclusions, the findings of this study found that the majority of hoteliers in Klang Valley are aware and understood about SCH concept and also an attributes. Besides that, their intention to accept SCH also, concept to be implemented also influenced by the attitude, subjective norms, and TBC. So the result can be used as a reference to the tourism industry and regulators bodies that monitoring and controlling the tourism situation in Malaysia. So in order to encourage more hotels in Malaysia to accept the SCH concept, the existence of the universal SCH standard is important. So the benefit of SCH are many, and one of them because of the significant demand for Islamic goods and services. So it could be a competitive advantage for the tourism industry. For the implication, implication towards body of knowledge and also practical contributions. So for body of knowledge, it can extend the usage of this theory, predicting human intention to choose or to perform. And besides that, it also reinforce the theory for use in various study disciplines. So for the recommendations for future research, there's need to address how by applying SCH concept can boost up the hotel's marketing to gain more guests and profit, at the same time to strengthen the SCH concept to be applied in the most hotel in Malaysia. So as a conclusion, so this paper has identified the level of awareness and understanding of hoteliers on SCH concept itself. So with that, thank you.
Thank you, Adib. Do you have any question, ladies and gentlemen? Can we check our chat box? If no, I have a question for you. Adib, can you, for the
Alright, sure,
purpose of
please.
our friends from overseas, okay, would you please enhance us? What are the characteristics of Sharia compliant hotel?
Okay, so basically, like the definition itself, Sharia compliance hotel must follow the Muslim principle. So there are studies found that by Henderson's. First of all, they need to have a separation between the facilities, gym facilities, spa facilities, and besides that, in the hotel, separation of swimming pools between female and male. And also in terms of the management staff, means all the income of profit in the hotels must come from Sharia compliance profit. Apart from that, installation of Qibla sign, availability of Quran, prayer mat in the rooms. Yep.
Okay, I have another question. Okay, among all the brands in the world, okay, be it 3, 4, or 5 star, okay, what are the hotels, okay, worldwidely that has got Sharia compliance?
Okay, first, among definitely is Hilton Hotel in Mecca, because they are running through in Mecca. So it's the Hilton Hotel in Mecca is specifically follow the Sharia guidelines. But if looking at Malaysia, we can see like Grand Blue Wave Hotel, which is certified by ITC. And the recent one, hotel based in Terengganu, owned by the Terengganu government, Paya Bunga Hotel, that run following the Sharia principle itself.
Okay, all right. Do you have any question from the floor? I'm so interested to ask question. Okay, now if we can see that, okay, your paper is on the customer's point of view, isn't it?
Mhm.
Consumer. Okay, perhaps during your literature review, during your
Mhm.
reading, okay,
Mhm.
have you found any reasons why uh, the hoteliers are reluctant to have their hotel ACH to be certified as
Uh,
Sharia compliance?
okay. Based on the readings, there are some research has been conducted and also study has been conducted. One of the biggest reason is because of the profit, because they mentioned most of the hotel operators mentioned that most of their profit comes from the alcoholic beverages lah, from the non-alcoholic from the alcoholic beverages. Besides that, since in terms of the regulation is not really worldwide used, so they afraid of changes of their SOP, their design of the buildings, and also additional to add in about to hire officers certified by our regulator bodies, just to be classified as a Sharia compliance hotel.
Good. Okay, now, okay, you are now with Felda resident, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay, with your result of your research, and then with the what we call that the challenges, okay, to
Mhm.
be certified as CH, do you think
Mhm.
that Felda residents management are ready for SCH?
Looking at how they're operating and in terms of the facilities I provide, I can say not fully Sharia compliance hotel because of the facilities provided are not accordingly on the not according to the study or guidelines have been prepared by the researcher in terms of the
Mm,
facilities like spa, like the swimming pools. Yeah.
right, right, right. But there is an evidence saying that if you are SCH certified, you can double or triple your sales. Do you find somewhere in your literature if you are SCH certified, your sales
Mm-hmm.
will be increased?
Because okay, according to Muhammad Saleh in his research 2015, they mentioned that the influx of tourists from the Middle East into Malaysia offers the SCH an enormous opportunity to attract them. So indirectly can increase the hotel's profit.
Right,
uh,
right.
because we can say that after the 9/11 tragedy, so most of the Middle Eastern are start pouring into Asian market.
Yeah.
So that's why we can see that there are some non-Islamic countries like France, Singapore also been certified as a one of the top tourist Muslim destinations by yeah, globally
Right, right.
by
Thank you.
Mastercard credit rating. Yes.
Sure, sure. Any question from the floor? Okay, this is very interesting for those who want to. Okay, Adit, do you have your email or somewhere? Maybe you can show to us. Maybe they have any question later if they want to
Uh,
network with you, or you can sell your hotel to them. Okay, this is the time for you to put your email here.
so I'm gonna write in my chat box my
Okay,
personal
Cheba.
email
Okay, yeah.
and
Adi
also
will write his email if, ladies and gentlemen, you are interested to
mm,
find further about his paper. All
yeah,
right,
thank you.
Adib Muhammad 88 at Gmail or Adib Muhammad at grandmodihotel.com.
Yeah,
Thank you, Adib. Okay,
thank you so much.
thank you. Now we move on to Yan Yu, okay, with the title of her paper, Sichuan Cuisine Tourism Resource Development, the distinctive regional cultural value. Miss Yan, the floor is yours.
Hello.
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 很漂亮.
Thank you. I start
Yes, please. Go
by
ahead.
sharing my screen?
Yes, please.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Lu Yin. I'm from Graduate School of Tourism Management. It's my honor to present here, and thanks to my supervisor, Wasida, and my topic is Sichuan Cuisine Tourism Resource Development, the distinctive regional cultural value. I will introduce my article in these 6 contents. First, background of this research. China is abundant in resources and products. The 8 well-established cuisines in China all have distinctive features with different daily habits to form distinctive eating habits. Sichuan cuisine formed with hot, spicy, and mouth-numbing features. Sichuan cuisine culture is an inseparable part of Chinese food culture and has a long history. Here are some Citroen cuisine dishes, and the famous is hot pot, mapo tofu, beef salad, and the picture and right lower corner in Chinese we call it 串串香. People eat vegetables and eat meat with these sticks. UNESCO officially awarded Chengdu the honor of gourmet city in February 2010. In 2018, Chengdu proposed the development of international gastronomic capital strategy and world-class famous tourist city strategy, which Chengdu is actively establishing, that has brought important opportunities for the development of Sichuan cuisine culture and Chengdu and Sichuan tourism. Problem statement. The trend of restoration is a worldwide phenomenon. Sichuan cuisine has recently been given a so long recognition through the practice of gastronomic tourism. Previously disappearing ethnic foods have regained visibility in the Han cuisine market. Objectives. This study aims to critically review and highlight the distinctive original cultural value of Sichuan cuisine and its reflection on the personality of the gastronomic tourism city. And the research gaps. Since the strategies of international gastronomic capital and world-class famous tourist city launched, the number of researchers has been growing, but those researches conducted on economic aspects or protection and inheriting of intangible cultural heritage. There is a literature review related to Chengdu tourism and Sichuan cuisine. Lucy Long promoted the concept of culinary tourism in 1998. This officially combined the research of food culture with tourism. In China, first formal research comes from Sun Shouwen. This scholar conducted research on Chengdu International Festival, and other scholars researched on Chengdu tourism or Sichuan cuisine like Li Jing and Yao Jian, but they didn't research on how to develop Sichuan food tourism. Since the gourmet city strategy launched, the researches related to Sichuan cuisine and Chengdu tourism has been increasing. A gourmet city, tolerant, slow life in Chengdu are the gastronomic city images of Chengdu. Food is an important support for city brands. It contains the cultural heritage of the city. Chengdu food is the best entry point for tourists to understand Chengdu culture. Sichuan people as a whole are very tolerant. This may be the result of experiences of several great famines, plagues, and wars. Slow life in Chengdu is a unique local cultural imprint of Chengdu with unique regional attributes. In this part, I will introduce the development of Sichuan cuisine first. Sichuan cuisine began to sprout and develop in the ancient kingdoms of Ba and Shu, and this time Sichuan's abundant fruits, vegetables, grains laid a good foundation for Sichuan cuisine. Then, initially formed from the Qing and Han dynasty to Wei and Jin dynasties, and this time people already had requirement for professional cooking skills and heating control. Sichuan cuisine flourished during the Tang and Song dynasties. The excellent cooking materials basis and frequent personnel flow promoted the vigorous development of Sichuan cuisine. Sichuan cuisine has gradually formed at Ming and Qing dynasties and had achieved a relatively mature development level. The distinctive Sichuan cuisine culture, there are 4: spicy, hot pot, sweet, and time-consuming. Sichuan people, they like spicy and they are picky about spicy food, but not only spicy, there are sweet tastes in Sichuan cuisine that adds a touch of inside-out sweetness to Sichuan cuisine. Moreover, aroma is the purpose, which increases the allure of food. The famous hot pot is one of the representatives of Sichuan cuisine and is all-encompassing. There are still a large part of Sichuan cuisine takes a long time and energy to cook. Sichuan cuisine is not only include physical manifestation but also the cultural content. Ingredients are the foundation of Sichuan cuisine, and Citron is blessed with unique geographical environment and rich in products. The condiments of Sichuan cuisine, there are 5 kinds of animal species and about 500 kinds of plant species in Sichuan. The Sichuan liquor culture is of long-standing, which developed well in ancient Ba and Shu period. Sichuan tea culture, tea growing and tea drinking originated in China, and Sichuan is one of the earliest regions in China to grow tea and drink tea. The cultural content in Sichuan cuisine, literati diet theory. One of the famous artists in China, Zhang Daqian, regards cooking as art without end and one of the essence in Chinese culture. Sichuan cuisine boasts diversity, taste, and long history. Most dishes have stories like mapo tofu, kung pao chicken. The diet theory. Sichuan people get used to some diet custom, like night bowls, which is kind of feast privilege among Han nationality in Sichuan. The way to develop Sichuan cuisine better. First, we need to pay attention to the promotion of Sichuan cuisine culture, clarify the history of Sichuan cuisine and the content contained in the connotation of Sichuan cuisine culture. Closely grasp the characteristics of Sichuan cuisine, that is, 1 dish, 1 style, 100 dishes, 100 flavors, and interpret the characteristics of Sichuan cuisine. Next, create special tourist routes based on Sichuan cuisine culture. Food tourism can combine with other high-quality tourism resources developed into activity-oriented tourism products, which has based on Sichuan cuisine culture, and giving an importance to talents cultivation. Chengdu City boasts the opportunity of new development and it needs professional people to reach the achievement. My summary, food is indispensable for people's life and is also dominated in tourism income. This study revealed cultural value of Sichuan cuisine and dialectical relationship between Chengdu tourism and Sichuan cuisine culture. This study also focuses on Sichuan cuisine and it has recently been given a recognition through the practice of gastronomic tourism. The practical implication not only provides valuable insight to tourism practitioners, but also illustrate the social milieu as well as the way in which cultural identity is fashioned by producing and consuming these cultural images. In the future research direction, the main limitation of my study is the geographical scope. With greater geographical scope is required to explore the tourists rely on in their evaluations of local cuisine and to identify those limitations of local cuisine image that has influenced the tourist satisfaction with food experiences and personality of tourism city. Thanks for attention.
All right, thank you very much,
Thank you.
Miss Yan Liu. Okay, any question from the floor? Miss Yan Liu, if you could write your email address on the chat box, it will be great because perhaps our friends want to ask questions later to you if you have.
Okay.
Okay.
In the chat box.
Yes, please. Okay, Yang Yo, this is very interesting paper because of we Malaysian through history, we are familiar with Cantonese cuisine. Okay, Cantonese and Fujian cuisine, because most of Chinese in
Yes.
come from that region. Um, I mean Cantonese, Chengdu, somewhere there. Okay, now your paper is actually try to profile the Sichuan cuisine, yeah. And of course,
Yes.
from your presentation, we know that Sichuan cuisine is really what we call that very hot and spicy. Yeah.
Yes.
All right now.
Yes.
Okay. If you see that now in globally food scene, you can see that we can have similarity like Sichuan as well as Korean food because they are spicy too. Yeah. So my question is, all right, if you can see that, okay, Korean food is so it's so in thing now because of K-pop, K-movie, and things like that. Okay, from your point of view, okay, what would you say about Sichuan cuisine? Can it be in the real food scene later in a short in a future time?
Sorry, I didn't understand it well.
All right.
Compared to Korean food.
Okay. Yeah, Korean food is now is the in thing now. Okay, people go gaga about Korean food, even though it's so spicy.
Yes.
Okay, comparatively, if you see that Sichuan food also is very hot and spicy. My question, okay, what can be done? Okay, if you want to put Sichuan cuisine, okay, as something to be savored in the future.
To be.
Okay, to promote Sichuan cuisine.
How to promote Citroen?
Yeah.
Food.
Maybe from your even though it's beyond your topic, maybe perhaps during your literature review. Yeah.
I get it. Thank you. First, I think the spicy in Korean food and Sichuan food is totally different. The spicy in Korean, that is like the kimchi, that is spicy, and some other things is a little bit spicy. But in China, in Sichuan, in Sichuan cuisine, the spicy is I think it's more abundant because we have a lot of spicy, not just the kimchi tastes spicy. We have hot pot and some other dishes that if we use the different ingredients, different condiments, the spicy is totally different, and the way we cook that will affect the spicy. So the spices are totally different compared to Korean spicy. The how to promote Sichuan food compared to Korean food, I think like 2 or 3 years ago we had a common a movie like a TV series that called Tips of Town. That TV series is all about the food in China that is got virus on the internet and got virus on between the Chinese people. So I think we can do something like that. Just film a TV series that's all about Sichuan cuisine, and we can that can be that can be like that can be we can put on the internet. We can post it on the internet, and in the TV series, we not only the TV series is not only about the food, that is more about the stories behind the food, like the who invented those dishes, how these dishes get popular, and tell those stories to people. And we can let after that we can let people to experience in the movie that we can let people to experience the cooking process and make dishes like a and make a dishes like a souvenir. Then people can buy it and ask them how what is the feeling what it is their feeling after they taste and experience the Sichuan cuisine.
Right. Okay. Do you have any question from the floor? This is very interesting topic. Okay, I have another question for you, Liu Yan. Okay, if I can read from my research, okay, I can see that kung pao chicken, is it a Sichuan dish?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I could imagine, okay, if kung pao chicken in Sichuan is so hot because of Sichuan pepper and things like that, right?
No.
Is
No,
it
not that. Kung Pao chicken is tastes like sour and the combine of sour and sweet. Just a little bit spicy. It's mild spicy.
right? And of course, from my reading, it is originated from Sichuan. Yeah.
Sorry?
I mean, it is originated from Sichuan, the kung pao
Yes.
chicken. Okay.
Yes.
My question to you. Okay, let's say even though your topic is on cultural value and things like that. Okay, and if from marketing point of view, okay, how let's say if you are given a chance to alter the recipe, what would you do? Okay, in order that recipe is suitable for the palate of Western people.
Palate Western people.
Yeah, how you want to alter the recipe?
I'm sorry, where is the palate?
I mean the taste. Okay, let's say kung pao chicken spicy and things like that. So and perhaps if you want to bring that recipe all over the globe, all over the world, you
Yes.
need to alter, you need to repair the recipe. Yeah.
Yes.
So my question is, how would you do that? What way? I mean, how would you do that?
Mm. Mm. I think most of the people can taste this kung pao chicken because it's not that spicy and it's sour. It's a combine of sour and sweet. Maybe there's no need. We
Yeah,
need to
that's great.
change
That's the answer that I want to
the
hear.
recipe.
If it is perfect as it is, okay, don't change. Yeah. All right. Good.
Yeah. Yes.
Any question from the
Change.
floor? Yeah. Yes, please. Carry on.
If we change, I think that's not original. That is not original taste of Citron cuisine.
Correct. Okay. Of course, you can see that from my reading, you can see that you have what Mai Xiang Xiu Bang Bang Ji Moyu Xiao Pai Gu Hong Yu Xiao Xiao Tan Tan Mian
Yeah.
Xuan Chai Yu, correct?
Yeah.
Xiang La Yu Pian,
Yeah.
Swan La Mian, Swan La Fen. See, I can speak Chinese anyway. When I
Yes.
start
That's
knowing you.
Chinese.
All right. Okay. Any questions from the floor? Okay. Interesting. Thank you very much, Miss Leah Lam Yu and Dr. Watsida Bunya Metapon from NIDA.
Yes. Thank you.
Now we move on to domestic tourist perception towards Johor local food. We fly back to Malaysia. We go to down south of Peninsular Malaysia. We go to Johor. And of course, we're going to hear the presentation from Hasiful Fatah Talha and his friends. Fatah or anyone on behalf of Fatah will present the paper. All right. Okay, we move on to the next one. The roles of social media's visual cues information and its determinants in Penang local food consumption. All right. We fly from Sichuan, we come back to Penang. Please welcome Madam Sharifah Atifa Said Hamza and her friends. Please, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Dr. Hashim. Okay, let me present first. Okay, can you see my slides?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Assalamualaikum and good afternoon to all participants and fellow presenters on the International Joint Conference of Hospitality and Tourism 2021. My name is Sharifah Atifa Said Hamza from Faculty of Hotel and Tourism Management, UiTM Penang. Will be sharing on my research finding entitled The Roles of Social Media Visual Cues Information and its Determinant in Penang Local Food Consumption. So without further ado, I want to introduce the researchers for this study. The first one is Cik Siti Khadijah Abdullah from UiTM Penang. Puan Nur Shazana Yildirim, also from UiTM Penang. Puan Nadaliana Muhammad Karim, also from UiTM Penang. Puan Rosmaliza Muhammad from UiTM Shah Alam. And Miss Nadia Muhammad from District College Penang. Let's look on the introduction of the study. The technology uprising brings access to the visual information that can influence consumer preference in food choice. This information sharing creates sense for obtaining reliable information and sources of information evaluation among consumers. Thus, the study observed the roles of social media visual cues information and its determinant in Penang local food consumption. It related to information reliability and accuracy that influence the consumption of food, especially in Penang local food, through the visual cues of the image advertised in the social media. These activities has increased interest and provide path for other researchers to further explore in this area in different ways. These are the topics from the previous researchers. However, the studies merely argued on the factor not on the quality of information needed to evaluate the credibility of social media visual cues to the individuals who make the decision to consume. Therefore, it is clear to conduct this study deliberately to reveal the roles of social media application on food, specifically in Penang local food. This is the research framework that I use for this study. From the research framework, there are two main hypotheses and 5 sub-hypotheses has been constructed. Let's have a look in the literature review. Information literacy is how the information can be processed and classified into materials that allow individuals to evaluate info that they are searching for. Thus, in this study, there are two measures that implement accuracy of information and also reliability of information. Accuracy of information defined as the interpretation of data from a truthful information, while reliability of information distinguishes the information to be considered as credible and believable so that consumer could achieve their satisfaction in searching the quality of information. Visual cues has been identified as the physical appearance in image and could create aesthetical appeal in food acceptance. There are 3 determinants that have been studied in this research. The first one is color. Color perceived as the aid of the food identification. Volume, it is about various quantity could create the desirable in food intake. Variety has been observed as sense of satiety that could affect the food preferences. Social media application which convey many information visually and allow the user to reach the info in times. This study has niche the observation into Penang local food consumption, which we know that food culture in Penang has been developed by multi-ethnic groups, and such things make the research more appealing. Quantitative approach using online survey techniques has been used for data collection. The stratified random sampling has been applied. All the data has been analyzed using SPSS for determination of construct validity. And the interrelationship between variables has been using factor analysis, reliability analysis, and also multiple regression analysis. This is a result for descriptive analysis, which you can see all the construct has a high level of agreement by the respondents. From the result from regression analysis, we have all our hypothesis has been supported. For finding and discussion, based on the constructed research questions. The first one, what is the social media user's view on accuracy of product information in the social media application? Regularly receive the advertisement, particularly in terms of color, volume, variety of Penang local food will offer greater accuracy of information desired. Thus, develop the positive of assurance and preference on the product offered. Next, the social media user mostly agreed that reliability in product information developed a sense of need in Penang local food. This is evident where the result revealed that most of them agreed to seek reliable source of information to enhance the product acknowledgement before they consume of Penang local food. With that feeling, they are agreed that reliability of information improve their liking in Penang local food consumption. Then, the social media users also agree that Penang local food advertisement that advertise with certain color could increase their delectableness and taste to consume the food. Thus, this color cue has been tremendously accepted by the social media users as the product determinant in order to convince the flavor and also the taste of evaluation in food products. Moreover, the large serving advertised in social media application also have simultaneously approved by the social media users that this reason also affected their food acceptance. This reason also is the convincing factor of their evaluation on acceptance in terms of flavor and taste of local food. Additionally, the result revealed that the social media users showed their belief that their acceptability of Penang local food consumption is contributed by the presence and varieties of food displayed. And in order to perceive the liking of food, the social media user agreed that they are aware with Penang local food advertisement and significantly influence the consumption. But last but not least, in order to discuss this last question, the linear regression analysis was undertaken to carry out the significance on the first and second hypothesis respectively. And all the hypotheses are being supported. For the conclusion, all hypotheses are being supported. It is shown that there is enough evidence to indicate that the image of the products of social media cues have positively affected the consumption of Penang local food. It is also shows that all findings make positive inclination to the product advertised, and through determinant of visual cues, it managed to reveal the preferences in food consumption. In theoretical implication, explore the wider application in technology as the alternative for Penang local food consumer to gain accurate and reliable virtual information. The first paradigm deals with credibility of information on visual cue advertised in social media application to enhance the eating trend in Malaysia. The study of visual cues mostly focus in consumer perception, and they are plentiful, but the study on the quality that necessary information needed from the advertised visual cues is lack. Therefore, it is extending the body literature in the food service related studies. This study provides several practical implications for marketers, restaurateurs, hoteliers, small medium entrepreneur, e-entrepreneur, and to the customer itself. This focus group can use the result to make modification and changing appearance of a food that may be used to both initiate and increase the consumption, especially in Penang local food. These techniques can minimize the uncertainty about the taste that particular products and encourage trial to try the Penang local food. The probable limitation is the role of some visual cues in social media, particularly in product determinants that have been largely deficient or inattentive. Thus, for future research, other visual cues could be undertaken to provide more literature in the studies, such as the visibility, the lighting, the perceived portion size, the surface area, and also the orientation on food visual cues. That's all from me. Thank you for listening. Have a good day, everyone.
Good. Thank you. Any questions from the floor before I ask the question? Okay. Madam Sharifah. All right. If you see that, okay, the social media, okay, from your reading, okay, which one that has got the impact to the entrepreneur?
The most impact is color.
No? Color, eh?
Yeah, color.
The color. All right, we need to say that. You have to share something? I mean the apps of social media. Which one that give more impact? Facebook, Google, IJCHT, TikTok, apakah whatever.
Okay, sorry. I thought the determinants that has more impact to the social media users. Okay, for the apps, for this study, I got the database of the social media from the Facebook. I'm not widely use another the other social media application. So basically, it is from the Facebook database.
How about TikTok? Can you see TikTok as one of the media in future that need to be looked into?
Yes, I can see nowadays trending is on TikTok because it has more features that can track the users to look into more information from that apps.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you see that from your research, who are your respondent? The age frame.
The age frame is from teens to youth.
Right.
To 40s.
Yeah, it's perfect because you see that teenagers, okay, they have a very short span. All right, short attention span. So I think TikTok is the future of any apps because it's very the content. It's very short and it's very interactive. And you see that youngsters, their retention span is very low. If you put like that, if you want to sell something on media, it's so lengthy, they will skip your advertisement. But by having TikTok, All right. Very short. I mean, do you know that there's one TikTok content creator, the guys that do something like this? I know, you know that. So they say that even though it's about 5 to 10 seconds, he make millions of dollars because of the content is very brief, and of course youngsters, they, I mean, the age gap, okay, makes like that. So of course, if you are lecturers here, I mean, TikTok, take my words, is going to be the next apps that's worth explore. Okay, beside for your food marketing and things like that, for education also, TikTok is one of the apps for the future. Any question from the floor? Okay, thank you very much. If not, okay, now it's my thank you, Sharifah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, now it's my time for me to present, okay, my topic. Can see my slides, ladies and gentlemen? Can someone reply? Because I cannot see you.
Yes.
Good. Okay, this is our paper. Okay, can we grow together? Factors affecting the satisfaction of franchisees in Malaysian food and beverage services. Okay, by me, Anderson, Nurliza, and Mazrina Devi from Indonesia. Okay, this is my presentation outline. Okay, I'm going to talk from introduction up to conclusion. Okay, now, and I bet, okay, most of us in this room, okay, know about franchise system. Okay, and of course, if we talk about franchise, we talk about two kind of entities. One is franchisor. Okay, should be your lips should be zero. Franchisor and franchisees. Okay, like cheese franchisees. So this franchisor is the one who own the franchise system. Franchisees is the one who own the system. And of course, from the literature, again, from your reading or from your experience, there are many advantages, okay, of franchise system from the franchisor's point of view. Okay, I just take a salient point only. Number one, from franchisor, we can see that is the fastest way of for you if you want to expand your business globally and internationally. Okay, and the setback of franchise system from franchisor point of view is you cannot control whatever happened on the floor. I mean, in the franchisee's outlet. Okay, from franchisee's point of view, okay, the main advantage of franchise system from franchisee point of view is you don't have to think much. Everything is taken care of by the franchisor. And of course, there are many always two sides of the coins. If your all the things is being taken care of by your franchisor, the disadvantage of franchise system from franchisees is you need to pay hefty amount of money, okay, in terms of, okay, your agreement, as well as you need to pay certain percentage of your total sales or profit at the end of the year to the franchisors. Okay, so what can you get, okay, from the franchise system? Okay, you can get the trademark. Okay, and of course, the location or the feasibility studies will be done the franchisor. You get the business model, the concept, and of course, the supplier also is taken care of by the franchisor. And if you can see that franchise business is not only in the food and beverage business, it's also in hotel, in salon, beauty parlor, of course, in car rental, optical, you name it. Okay, you can do franchise system for all of your business venture. Okay, now you can see that the food and beverage business franchise, okay, in Malaysia scenario, you can see that it is increment the growth. Profile of those franchise business is FMB. Okay, if you see that 30% in 2010, 34% in 2011, 35% in 2012, because this report is by in 2015. Now, I bet in this past 6 years, the trend is also growth. Okay, it's also growing. Okay, and of course, we can see that franchise business is something is good if you want to have your business in the franchise. Now, so what's the problem? If you read my full paper later, you can see that the problem, okay, of franchise business is many franchises is out of business or the agreement is defunct. I mean, the marriage is cannot move forward, stop, finito, because they satisfied with the franchise system, or in another word, they dissatisfied with the franchisor. So this paper, okay, is trying to find what are the reasons why the franchisees feel dissatisfied with the franchisor. Being that our research objectives are, number one, to investigate significant structural relationship between ongoing support and the satisfaction of franchisees. To investigate the significant structural relationship between training and development and the satisfaction of franchisees, and to investigate the significant structural relationship between relation value and the satisfaction of the franchisees. Okay. Now, my literature, my LR, I try to skim, okay, so that all the LR is based on the variables, 3 IV and 3 independent variable and 1 dependent variables. Number one, we try to do about support. Okay. In franchise business or in franchise-based business, okay, these are two major support from the franchisors. Number one is the ongoing support. Okay. For instance, central purchase requirements from designated supplier or specific manufacturers selected by the franchisors. Another one is pre-opening support. For instance, franchises' rights and responsibilities, financial obligations, renewal, termination, and dispute resolution. So these are the kind of supports that is being given by the franchisors to the franchising during pre-opening. That's number one. Number two, independent variable is training and development. Okay, now, the key advantage of franchise system is that the franchisors will provide the franchises with the training and development. Okay, of what? Of technical expertise. For instance, we take McDonald's, okay, the Golden Arches. If you are the McDonald's franchisees, the McDonald's corporations, be it through major franchisor in your country or through them, will give you the technical expertise on, for instance, how to fry the French fries using certain ingredients, or the temperature of that French fries, or the equipment being used to fry the French fries. So those are the things that's being supplied, being furnished by the franchisors. Another one is beside that, okay, they are also going to train you, for instance, on management development program for your supervisors and for your managers, so that effective training will build relationships and of course to achieve cooperations as well as to minimize conflicts. Why training and development could minimize conflicts? Because by having a training, by having a same wavelength, we can have the same lingo, we can have the same language, so that we can minimize the conflicts. We move on to the third independent variables, relationship value. So these are the things that perhaps it cannot be seen. Okay, this is something that what we call the invisible value, which is relationship value. Okay, but this value is very unstable. Okay, between franchisor and franchisees, and will lead into conflicts where can arise between these partners. But this relationship value is very crucial, it's very important, because it is considered as a mutual beneficial business arrangement. So that because I pay you, the franchisees, will pay you certain amount of money. So you, as the franchisor, will give me all the things that has been stipulated in the agreement. So this is a mutual relationship values. But it's very, very crucial that we manage this relationship very, very seriously, because it's very unstable. That will lead into the dissatisfaction of the franchisees. And our dependent variable is satisfaction. Okay, if franchisor makes decision based based on the success of the business concept and the system. Okay, if they satisfy this satisfaction can come from a franchisor as well as the franchisees. And of course, franchisees, okay, we feel so satisfied if they feel so secured by the system. Okay, by franchisor support them with the product, the services, the image consistency, the stability of unit operation, franchise unit survivals, ongoing system, network growth, and things like that. So that in short, our literature review consists of 3 independent variables and 1 dependent variables. Now these are the methodology. Okay, this is a quantitative research. We use the questionnaire or the construct that's being developed by principal work by Abdullah and friends in 2008 and those researchers. And the participants for this study is F&B franchises. Okay, see my lips, franchises. The person or the company that owe the franchise from the franchisors. Yeah? And the scale of the questionnaire is 5-point Likert scale. And this is the list. The participant I got from Malaysian Franchise Association directory. Okay, the measurement is using questionnaire with 10 items of question from each independent variables and 12 questions from dependent variables. And for the analysis, we are using SPSS, okay, and of course AMOS. Okay, those are the software. And the analysis, we are using EFA, CFA, and full model structural equation modeling. and I'm using Amos. Okay, this is all the profile of the respondents. Okay, less than 1 year, 11.1%. The person who are being my respondent. Less 1 to 3 years in the business, 26.7%. 3 to 5 years, 34.4%. And above 5 years, 17.8%. And for your information, these are all franchises. Okay, the numbers of outlet owned, because as a franchises, you can take the franchise agreement and you can use that for many outlets. Okay, for one outlet, the majority of our respondents has got only one outlet that use franchise system. 23.3% 2 outlets and 2.3% 3 outlets. Okay. Now, for EFA and CFA, I don't put in my presentation, okay, because it's very lengthy. But anyway, if using SEM Amos, it's very good because we want to confirm, okay, confirm the framework. Okay, of course, framework is come from your literature review. Now, I skipped straight away to the second order CFA. Okay, CFA is confirmatory factor analysis using Amos. Okay, these are the results. Okay, OS, TD, and RV is the 3 independent variables, and FS is the dependent variable. Okay, and of course, you see that all variables are fit. Okay, if the variable is fit, then we can move on to the next analysis, which is the full model. Okay, the beauty of Amos is that you minus, you delete all the unnecessary errors, all the confirm that you want to confirm that this question is in these variables and things like that. One is all confirmed, then you can do the regression. And of course, in using Amos, it's very useful because the regressions is being done simultaneously. Okay, and from the result, you can see that, okay, the top priority by the franchisees for their satisfaction is the ongoing support. The second one is the relationship value, and the third one is T and D. And the standardized, the SMC is 63%, which means, okay, another 37% is the factors for this satisfaction that's not being covered in this framework. Okay, now you can see that in the strength of relationship, you can see that the highest is ongoing support, the middle is relationship value, and the lowest is training and development. So meaning to say that, okay, franchisees, okay, want from franchisor the ongoing support. That is the most important, significant variable that they need from the franchisor, which is ongoing support. We are not trying to say that another two is not important. They are important because they are significant, but it's very mild and very low. Relationship value is in the middle, and of course the training and development is low, because obviously if your ongoing support is being taken care of, the T&D will come together. All right, so what's next as a conclusion? Okay, this research is trying to find what are the factors that make the franchisee satisfied with the franchise system from the franchisor. Why? Because we see just now many franchise system, many F&B that has got franchise system close shop. Why? Because they are not satisfied with the franchise system. So in this research, it's being confirmed that, okay, those three variables are important and structurally significant, but with different strength. Even though it's different strength, those three are important. I repeat once again, what are those? Okay, relationship value, training and development, and ongoing support. So now, what's next? Okay, franchises should have their factors of attraction and to provide good services to the existing and potential customers on franchises. Okay, and of course, by having that, franchisors, okay, will get more franchises under their arm. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, being in franchisors, beside you owned the brand, you also can sell the brand to your franchisees. So for us, our next agenda is we want to conduct this research also, but into another industry beside food and beverage. For instance, hair salon, car rental, hotels, and things like that. Thank you very much. Learn, unlearn, relearn, and co-learn. Thank you. Thank you very much. Any question?
Assalamualaikum, Professor Madia Dr. Hashim.
Waalaikumsalam, Dr. Asma.
Yeah, it is very interesting to hear your talk just now. It is something new for me about the franchisee.
Doctor, you're from where, Doctor? If your names doesn't rings our bell.
Oh,
if you
so
don't-
I'm from University of Malaysia Terengganu.
Yeah, Dr. Asma. Okay, alright, okay. Carry
So
on.
this is something new for me to learn about franchisee and franchisor, right, Dr. Hashim? Yes.
Yes.
So when you said about the ongoing support that we need to have between the franchisee and franchisor, so what is your team plan to deliver the message to those franchisor? Are you going to the next step? Are you going to tell them that there's a need for the ongoing support, or how you would like to deliver the message, the needs for the ongoing support, since
Yeah.
these are the cases? Because if I could see here in Terengganu, for example, in this my locality, we could see from this the same franchisee, but just a bit different location. But some franchisee did very well, and some franchisee did not perform well, because I think because of their management. I mean the inside management of the franchisee, even
Right.
though it's from the same local brand. So how do we, as the academician, I think, can help this franchisee to improve or to engage with this franchisor? Thank you very much, Dr.
Right.
Hashim.
Thank you, Dr. Asma. Okay, I think this research, perhaps later, maybe we could share this with MFA, Malaysian Franchise Association, because you see that it's true. Okay, from my literature, from our literature, the ongoing support is very crucial, because most of franchisors, they lose touch, with their franchisees. Okay, having said that, why? Because you see that, for instance, those touch because perhaps they are too they expand too rapidly. For instance, if you have heard Anisuk Utara somewhere in KL or in Shah Alam or somewhere in Malaysia, is a very
Yes,
good brand. Okay, one. Okay, and Radix fried chicken is also another thing. Okay, I don't know whether it's franchise or not, but you can see that Radix fried chicken is all over the places at one point of time. Okay, But you see that Radit Fried Chicken is defunct, is closed shop I mean, not in business anymore. I mean, not that big. So I think, okay, why it's being lost touch? Okay, because the franchisor lost touch because they, they expand too rapidly. So that's not one thing. Okay, that's very dangerous because of if you expand too rapidly, okay, maybe you lose touch with your franchisees. Okay, and of course you don't have a strong backbone, I think. Okay, but if you see that, okay, we could idolize McDonald's or KFC for that matter for how strong they franchise, and see that how well they plan and how well they execute the franchise system is something that we can look into. Okay, if the SME for that matter to follow. And I think because they expand very rapidly, and of course if in Terengganu we can see that many brand that has got many branches, but we doubt whether it's franchise or not. Okay, but if it's franchise, I think this is very good, very good move. But from this research, we can see that those three things is very important, and the franchisors need to maintain that in order for them to be in business in terms of to get the satisfaction from the franchisees. Case to consider Radix Fried Chicken. I bet, okay, all of us in Malaysian here, you have heard Radix Fried Chicken is they expand very rapidly, but now no more, only one or two. Okay, to answer that, I think we need to share this research result with Malaysian Franchise Association. But another thing is whether they want to hear or not is another story. Thank you. Hi, Dr. Asma. I'm answering your question. So
Yes, yes. Thank you very much, Doctor.
okay, my email is also at the end of my presentation just now. hashim@uitm.edu.my. hashim@uitm.edu.my. Okay, I'll type here. All right. Any question? All right. If not, okay, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, any announcement from the Secretariat, Sharifah? Or Dr. Muhammad Tizan?
Okay, we would like to have end photo session once
Sure.
again. Can all participants switch on your camera, please? Okay, sure, Doctor. All right. So I could say, let me take the picture. Okay, Doctor. Smile.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Si Bedan ya.
Yep.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. It has been a pleasure for me to know all of you. See all of you in the closing session in next 2 days. Thank you very much. Hasta la vista. Hasta luego. Ciao. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam. Thank you all.
Yeah.